Hi, it's Kamon Reynolds. It feels like it's been a long time. We haven't recorded a video in, goodness, 10 to 14 days, which doesn't sound that long, but it feels that long when you're used to doing that. We're just pumping syrup over here. We're filling up this tank right now. We're going to be filling up this one here as soon as we finish this one. We're doing it before it gets really cold. Once the syrup temperature starts getting down below, around freezing temperatures, we start getting down frequently into the 40s, into the 30s, and even 20s at night. It just makes it so much harder to move the syrup. You've got to heat it. We're even warming it right now, and I'll show you that in a second. But we don't want to strain our motor. We've got an old Kelly pump up there doing the job. I just purchased another one. I'm really excited about it. Keep an eye out for these type of pumps. You can even build them from kits. This one is definitely older than that one. That one's quite a bit older than me, I'm pretty sure. I'm not that old. But anyways, so check this out over here. Pretty basic. Obviously you've got this one's a Dayton motor, and the horsepower is, well, it's a 1 horsepower motor. That one up there is a 3/4 horsepower. And of course you just got your belt, pulleys. This is the main component right here besides the motor is the bronze gear pump, and it just obviously it takes it in this way and pumps it out. It's a very simple platform. It's almost exactly what we have up here. I was able to secure this for just a couple $100. And if you buy these things pre-made, a lot of times you're looking at around $1,100 brand new or more, depending on what you get. They're real handy, so always keep an eye out for these type of pumps. The reason I got another one is because when we're extracting, we're using that one up there to pump the honey through the system. But a lot of times we're in the process of extracting, we're just starting to do a little bit of summer feeding, and we're needing to move things from either the tank to the tote on the back of the truck where I'm mixing the syrup up, all that kind of stuff. As you can see down here, we have a valve, and if we're just wanting to mix small quantities, we're making pollen sub, we can just open that right on up. Flows out really nicely, but it's pretty easy. It's still much slower in wintertime to get it to come out of here, but it's pretty easy compared to trying to run it through a pump, obviously. And in summertime, it just flows out of there as fast as it feels like water when you got a bunch of weight on top. But we're just getting these loaded before it gets too cool. This is a 1,050 gallon tank, and we've dropped down almost to 900 now in this tank. And as you can see, I've got a couple cords running over here, and these are just immersion heaters. Now, if you would like one of these, they're really handy, and I've got some exciting stuff coming up. Don't have the video prepared yet, but it involves immersion heaters. Not this model, but another. But if you need an immersion heater like these, syrup. Hang on. Alright, that's what these are for. But if you're wanting to heat up your syrup, this is not a good idea for honey using this type of immersion heater. Then this is a great little heater right here. And just you got your protective shield right there, and you've got basically it's like a hot water heater, and it's just warming it up. And we're not getting the syrup extremely hot. Not at all. We're trying to get it about 90 to 100 degrees. Even 80 degrees is great. That pump right there, I pumped 68 degree syrup, and it did a really good job, but it is much easier on the motor when it is warmer, and that's just because the viscosity is significantly lower the warmer the syrup or honey gets. These immersion heaters, yeah, you can warm this stuff up really warm. I love it when I can stick one of these in a bucket of syrup during the winter time. Get the syrup about 110 degrees just for a short period, and then mix the Ultra Bee into it. It just mixes so fast that way compared to trying to do it with 70 degree syrup or something like that. Also, it's easier to mix 2 to 1, just whatever. I really enjoy using syrup over granulated sugar just because it's so easy to mix. One of the problems, especially feeding in winter when you're trying to make actually true 2 to 1, is when you're using granulated sugar and water, especially if it's water that has a lot of mineral content. It's really hard to get that sugar to stay in suspension. You don't have that problem with syrup mixing that with water. You can take a 5-gallon bucket of, well, just fill it up to about 4.5 gallons, stick a ½ gallon of water, and you can get that to mix in pretty well. But it's just in a different form. You know, whenever this stuff is not quite the same, it is the same, but it just changed a little bit. Kind of like what the bees do to nectar. There's a lot of inversion and stuff going on. But anyways, we're just pumping along. You can actually build these motors. I think there's instructions online, but I'm going to leave a link below if you would like to get one of those immersion heaters. They're not that expensive, especially if you get them on Amazon as opposed to a Bee Supply. It's almost twice the price at a Bee Supply. So if you want one of those, check out the link below. I wish I'd have bought these two from Amazon. It'd have saved me probably like 70 bucks. They're about, I think they're like 30 odd dollars on Amazon. Anyways, they're just handy to have around for small scale stuff, and hey, big scale stuff too. It depends on how big scale you're talking. Anyways, oh, people are going to comment on the beard stuff. That's how busy it's been around here. It's been really hard to find time to shave. It's going to happen tonight. Laurel said it's got to happen one way or the other, whether I'm asleep or I do it myself willingly. So anyways, we'll see you guys clean shaven in the next video. Thanks for watching.